Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, another episode in our Season 12 Hearthstone playthrough. Today we're going to be trying a deck that I understand was made by Lifecoach, who is a professional Hearthstone player. And this is Mech Warrior. The reason I wanted to play this is because the meta as far as Warrior is concerned has been very, very stagnant. The standard deck for a Warrior was the control deck with a ton of legendaries. Gromosh, Sylvanas, whatever. This deck is very much a different deck than the Control Warrior is, and it relies on mech synergy. So let's run through a bit of the cards here. We've got Clockwork, Gnome, and Warbot. Warbot apparently is very good in early game. I haven't tried this deck at all. This is brand new to me, so I'm just going on what the Hearthstone read-up was on this. Apparently this is used to deal with things like web spinners and other low-cost early drop minions. Of course, we have the Winax, Anoyatron, Armorsmith, Mech Warper. This is all pretty standard. Standard Warrior card, standard Mech deck card. Frothing Berserker, 1 Spider Tank, 2 Tinkertown Technician, 2 Deathbite. This is an addition that I made. The deck calls for an Iron Juggernaut, which I don't own, and so I subbed in Hanso. One of the other suggestions was to sub in a Jeeves because the deck doesn't have any card draw, which can obviously be a bit of a disadvantage in a long game. So I've put in Hanso Meccano. We could try the Jeeves, but I've often found that this card can really swing a game, so I'm going to give him a try. 1 Kokron Elite, 2 Shredders, Screwjank Clunkers. This is a warrior-specific mech that gives +2/+2. It's a fairly nice card. The stats on it aren't great. I mean, it is a bit beefy as far as its health is concerned, but it does buff another mech, so that's good. 2 Arcanite Reapers, 2 Piloted Sky Golem, and I've subbed out, what was the other card that was supposed to be in there? Oh, Dr. Boom. I don't have Dr. Boom. He's my next craft, but I don't have him yet. I had a Sneeds, and I thought, hey, it's a mech deck. We might as well try putting Sneeds in. It's a higher mana cost than a Dr. Boom is, though, I believe, anyway. Probably doesn't have as much impact, but we'll give it a shot. The randomness of this can be kind of bad sometimes, but anyway, we'll try it out. So last time we left off the playthrough, we were 3-star rank 17. I'm hoping that I can get further progressed today, but I'm not sure because I've never played this deck. I don't know what the draws are. I don't know what the good mulligans are. I don't know what cards I would be waiting for in any given situation. So it's really a learning experience for me today too, as it might be for some of you guys, because I don't know how long this deck has been around. I haven't really been following the meta too closely. But this seems like a fairly new deck. Usually these decks are premiered in some tournament and then everybody grabs onto it, and you know, this is a terrible draw. We were obviously looking for something like a Clockwork, Gnome, Anoyatron, Armorsmith. I mean, this is a hard mulligan back here. Not great either. I mean, at least we got a Mech Warper for some early game. We did get a Winax, so that means that we can control the early game a little bit, thankfully, because we're a little bit slow as far as early game is concerned. Yeah, the Fiery War Axe is not very good against that card, unfortunately. So we'll put out the Mech Warper here. He's safe for now, I believe, unless we get a some sort of a buff, or maybe oh, this is a mech rogue I've never seen before. So we've got a choice here. Let's see, if we played the War Axe, we could break the bubble, trade in. He'd be down to a 2/2, which would trade at a disadvantage with the other Mech Warper. So I don't like that too much. I think it would be beneficial here to buff the stats on our Mech Warper to make sure that he sticks around, and we can do that with the Screwjank. It's a funny name, Screwjank. So we'll pop the bubble now. We're safe from the other Mech Warper.
Powering up. Portals online. Come close.
This is going to be very tough for us to deal with because we don't have a... Wow. We don't have a board clear. So this is going to get out of hand in a very, very, very short time here. So, probably the best bet here would be to play the War Axe. Maybe not, actually. We could War Axe and Armor, which wouldn't be too bad of a play. We could take out 3 guys. Now the best trade here in my mind would probably be either a straight trade to the Micro Machine, since it's going to get a bit out of hand here, and probably one of the Mech Warpers just to slow this down a little bit. The Sensei would have been another good choice there, I think. Is he gonna trade the Micro Machine in then? So I think the thing to do here is take the Sensei out for sure, and then we're left with a choice of maybe the Shredder would be the best here, since it's a bit stickier than the Kokron. I don't have any way to activate this as far as I'm aware. Arcanite Reaper here is the only play to make. So we have a bit of card advantage on him right now, and I'm hoping that it's enough to keep a tempo swing. I'm not positive that it is though at this point. We need an Annoyatron right now. Okay, so he's got 6 and we don't have any way of preventing it, so unfortunately that is that's the game for us. I guess we could armor, get a buy 1 turn. We're not going to be able to likely hit anything in the next couple of turns, so I might just start pressuring him down here. I have a strong feeling that we're probably dead this turn though. Well, we have one chance. We have to pull an Annoyatron. And that didn't happen. So we don't have any options. We'll wish him a well-played game and concede. He had a very, very insane opening there, as you saw, with the double Mech Warper, double Micro Machine, Sensei, Annoyatron. Like, he had basically every draw that he needed to shut the deck down. I'm not discouraged by that. I think our deck didn't draw very well. His deck drew perfectly, so in those scenarios, you know, just keep going forward and check the performance of the deck over time.
versus Garrosh. Victory or death.
Again, not a very good draw. Two good cards, two bad cards. Let's see what we can mulligan into here. Much better.
Battle detected.
Okay, we're playing a mirror match here apparently. No, I don't want him to enrage. I'm going to coin out the Orax. We'll try to slow his tempo down, which the Warax will do. He can't play a Mech Warper this turn without just... well, that was a good draw for him, or a good play. We'll play out our Mech Warper. And I don't know, let's see if we should bust that or not. Yep, I think we'll break it. We have another Warax ready to go. Okay, he did slow down our tempo pretty good there, unfortunately, because I was going to get the clunker out. But we did draw into the Berserker, and we can still play the Screwjank on curve, even if we don't play the Mech Warper. And I think the Berserker is likely to play here then. You know, it wouldn't have worked out. I mean, I'm a beginner with this deck, and I thought, hey, we can play this on curve, but it's not worth playing it if you don't have a mech on the field, so that wasn't the best decision or thought process. Now here, he's got the Deathbite in play, and that slows our play into the board, obviously, because a Mech Warper is just a given. We could bait it out. We could bait out his last Deathbite charge with the Mech Warper, but that is not the most ideal play here. I would rather play Mech Warper and Tinkertown on turn 5, so I think the play is Warax Armor past the turn. So here I think we're still going to go Mech Warper Tinkertown. He's going to take out the Mech Warper very likely, but that's okay. We'll have a 4-4 in play, and his Deathbite will be gone. This will be a 4-3. It still won't be able to get taken out by the Harvest Golem, because we're going to get that first bit of the Harvest Golem down this turn. If he doesn't take the Mech Warper out, he's made a play mistake, but I'm positive that he will. Oh yeah, I suppose that's a good play too. This deck has pretty much 0 direct damage, unfortunately. So we have a choice here. We could play Piloted Shredder, Armorsmith, take out, say, the Micro Machine before it gets out of hand, or we could take out the Piloted Shredder.
What now?
I would rather take out the Micro Machine, because next turn he'll be a 3-2, which will be able to trade favorably with our Piloted Shredder. We could get a 2-for-1 here on our piloted shredder because I can play the Screwjank, bump this up to a 6-4, kill off the shredder, and then he'll have to take it out with something else. The other play we could do is play the Sky Golem, which isn't a bad play. But I like the play that interacts with his board and gets me a 2-for-1. So that's what I'll go with. Should we play the Clockwork Gnome here? Probably. It's not going to be a target for him next turn, unless he draws a weapon.
I am ready.
So he has no favorable trades on the board, which means we're going to have still a board presence next turn, excuse me. And then we can play our piloted Sky Golem, and it may be enough to swing tempo depending on what he plays here. That was a very deep trade. It was a 4-for-2. I'll take that any day of the week.
Battle detected.
So thinking about trying to preserve a bit of tempo here, we could trade in or put the Warbot into the Damage Golem, have it in Rage, which would make it a 2-1 after it's done. We could reversing switch our piloted Golem and put it into the piloted Shredder, or the Sky Golem that is, and likely get a 2-for-1 trade out of it. Or we could go face, but I like to maintain the board presence here because he's out of cards. If we reversed the piloted Shredder instead of doing our own Goblin, that may be a better play. Actually, probably not. I'm not sure if pulling back the Sky Golem was the play there, but I'm so low on cards that I want to make sure that I didn't lose that.
For the War Chief!
I think it's okay to sacrifice our Sky Golem into the Corcoran. Right now a Jeeves would come in very handy.
The light does not discriminate.
We have tempo now, board presence, card advantage. So we're in a fairly good place as long as we don't see some removal here. His deck has more card draw than ours. We will definitely pop that sky golem. Unfortunately, we're going to do a bit of damage to our own cards, but we'll have to see what pops out of this thing. A good draw for us there. It managed to let us keep our spell stopper alive. I would have had to make the trade. Very nice draw for him. And that's gonna essentially guarantee we can't keep any minions on the board. I wouldn't mind pulling a Sneed right now, that's for sure. 1 in 12 chance. That'll do too. Alternatively, I could have not played that and see if he would sack the Gore Howl into my face, but the chance of that was very, very low. We're just going to have to draw the charges out of this Gore Howl until it's gone.
Power of the winds.
Do I like playing the Enhanso Meccano here? No, I don't. But it may end up giving our Wind Speaker something like Wind Fury, which would be really nice. I would rather draw another card, play that card, and then play Enhanso Meccano. If we don't play it, though, then we have no board presence next turn, and we lose tempo if he plays something big. So the right play here, in my mind, is to play it. And he got Wind Fury, which is exactly what I wanted.
Something needs tinkering?
That's a good draw here. We're still not going to attack. Let's see what happens if we don't attack. Unless he's got something to pop the bubble, he can't get through. And if we attack now, we pop our own bubble. Which I guess is the same result in the end, but we don't take 3 damage in that instance.
Be thirsty.
So the right play order here, he's got 2 damage on the Gorehowl, so Enhanso could go down. So we'll try to make a good trade with this. We could do Enhanso into Spider Tank, attack face. Then he'd have to attack Berserker with Tinkertown and Gorehowl if he wants to get it down next turn, and it's going to have some pretty serious attack on it. Yeah, I like that. I like that play. Oh yeah, I didn't anticipate that. Oh, that's okay. Well, he got a good trade out of it because I made a misplay. He's at 8, so if we do pull Sneeds, which we should really damn soon, he might be in a bit of trouble. Is he really thinking of using the axe on the Berserker? I guess he was thinking of maybe he wanted to maintain his board presence, but it would have been a mistake to do that. Just to keep the tempo going, we're going to play this. We're down in dire straits now. He's got 6, we've got 7 cards. I still have a Sneeds to come, and he may have something big yet too. That was a good draw. So he's got 3, 5, 8. I've got 33 health. 35 health. I think we just go face. It may have been greedy. It might have been greedy, but I don't know that he can do that much damage. And once we get something on the board, hopefully a Sneeds right now is what I want.
Defensive systems online.
So how does he kill that? He kills it with Spider Tank and weapon. No, he won't be able to do it with weapon. Do I kill the Spider Tank here is the question.
What now?
So if I kill the Spider Tank, in order to get this down, he actually isn't in a rush to get it down if I don't attack face right now. I'm going to bank on getting the Sneeds. I'm going for face. This might be a huge mistake, but that's what I'm doing. It forces him to only use minions here. Well, unless he wants to stay at 1 health next turn, it forces him.
Defensive systems.
Yeah, that was a damn good draw for him. So I need... Oh my god. What a top deck.
Well played.
So I did make mistakes near the end. You could see how I lost board control. And that was a bad example of how to play that. But we got lucky with a top deck at the end, so... No harm done, I guess. Anyway, guys, that was the Lifecoach Mech Warrior. I'm going to do a bit of practice with it and see if I can get a little bit better at the deck, because I have a quest to do 5 wins with Warrior. So we'll play this one until we can get that quest done. And hopefully next time I play it, I'm a bit more proficient with it. And I may make some tweaks to it, actually, because I was really wanting for direct damage in that deck. something to interact with the board. But anyway, that's the episode for today. Thanks very much for watching. We'll see you in the next time.